you got to understand is that the emotion of the man goes through the blood of the man. The man's blood is the carrier of this emotion to different cells. Our blood is not there just to feed your brain with the energy which it needs for operation of the understanding of the environment, or of feel what you call the strength of the other entities or beings or environment in respect to understanding of your physicality, what we call emotion. Every cell of the body of the man has a link with its emotion. That's why if you touch a nail, you feel it. If somebody touches you with a nail, you feel it. You allow somebody with a pin to take a whatever splinter out of your skin, and you have no problem. But you react to if somebody else with a pin comes when you don't have a splinter. So the body of the man in the touch has emotion, acceptance of the emotion of the physicality. It's the same pin, but in two different ways. So our cells, every cell of the man has and carries emotion, and is fed through the blood cells. It's fed through our blood circulation. So now that a lot of you understood that the zinc was connected with your emotion, and you try to feed the emotion through the use of zinc oxide GANs. But there is a key to it. There is a point to it. You are releasing this zinc oxide in the hope, and in majority of the time, to be absorbed by the body. But up to now, none of you have linked it to your blood, to the circulation of the blood, which brings it directly, which brings it in line to be matched. It's very much like what we talk about processing a cancer. We put a patch on the point of cancer to elevate the strength at the point we want most of the energy to be going to. So if you're dealing with the zinc up to now, and you've been using the zinc oxide to be used, it comes to the next step. This is an evolution, as I said, in the teaching of the plasma as we enter the space technology, medicine and health. You release the energy of the zinc, which is at the strength of the emotion of the man, and partially you hope it'll be accepted, it'll be there to be delivered by the emotion of the what I call the brain of the man. But you can make it more precise. You can target the blood, which brings and delivers directly the emotion balance into the brain of the man, into the every cell of the man, using the circulation of the blood itself. Don't forget, doves with doves is the policy and the way we work with plasma. You have to find the matching that you can load the matching. So it becomes essential now to go into the next step of the development of the understanding of the circulation of the emotion within the cell of the body of the man, as much as the brain of the man, the controlling system. Go back to the teaching, even as back as 2 years ago, where we taught in the Sansano. You make a CO2 box. In your CO2 box, you produce CO2 GANs in a very easy way by using two different plates, one zinc and one nano-coated copper. When you produce any, literally any oxide GANs, you always have noticed certain amount of what I call amino acid on the top. I highlight this one in green that you can see. The amino acid sits in patches on top of the water. Go to the understanding of the science of the creation. Amino acid is connection to the atmosphere of this planet in respect to the what we call the physical part, which is the solid part. You bring the gaseous part on top of the what we call the liquid in conjunction with the environment which you have created with salt and water here. What you've seen up to now, what you have created, has been enormous amounts of what you call CO2 gas at the bottom. Maybe I better change this because I know then you understand why. I change the color. I change it to this color. You have the CO2. I am short of colors. Okay, let's do it this way. You have the CO2 at the bottom, gas. You have created the amino acid on the top. You have created the environment of the ocean with the salt water. You have brought the gaseous part in touch with the liquid part, but now you need to give it the essence of life. We know when you have the amino acid, if you add it with iron, you create hemoglobin, which is the blood of the man. It's a backbone of the creation circulation, where the difference between one and the other is so huge that leads to creation of circulation of magnetic field. Because now iron has to feed all to bring them all to balance. Don't forget, this is totality is 43. Now, it should be very easy, if you understood this, to get yourself a piece of iron, nano-coated, or better a rusted iron piece, which sits and connects itself to the CO2. The gaseous which has changed itself into the matter state. And what's going to happen? As the nano-coated iron in energy touches the salt, comes in touch with protein, the amino acid, in the presence of the flow of a current in this structure, in the plasmatic condition, what you will see is creation of hemoglobin. It will drip down what you call blood. And now you have created more or less a pure amino acid connected to iron, or what you call hemoglobin. It fits any blood type. more or less, because it's pure. It's still in the virgin state. It has not orientated to the need of the structure of evolution of the land. Don't forget, this was copper and this was zinc. This amino acid here has emotion capability of the physicality, which is the muscle tissues, because you dictated the copper. If in another set you put zinc nano-coated and a zinc non-nano-coated, as you've seen through your experiments, you collected again GANs of zinc oxide, but the same way you've been producing amino acid, you've seen the fat. Now, if you put again the iron here and drop it down all the way to the GANs level, you still will produce hemoglobin. This time at the strength of the emotion. Now, if you can extract this, you can produce half a liter of hemoglobin in a good system a day. You run it, it becomes absolutely red, sits right at the bottom. Go through the process, extract it, wash it thoroughly. Do the same with this. Get a mixture of the two. 50-50 usually is good. And now you have a hemoglobin which carries the emotion of the physicality, plus a hemoglobin which carries the totality of the emotion of the man. This is a new tool in the arsenal of the science of plasma. Now you can interact with any emotion directly. Add this to the whole structure. Add this. I'm trying to save. Can you take a picture frame of this and put it added on later on that I need it, please? So now you have a new tool, a new way, a new understanding of how to play direct. None of you have ever gone into this evolution. If you are dealing with disease of the man, you have to understand the emotion of the disease too. And you cannot do it without hemoglobin. You'll find this is a fast track into the job of bringing the change in the structure. What you need desktop. So what you need with this is to understand how to utilize it. How to be able to change a lot of things in the whole structure. So what you need is to add the zinc oxide of what I call hemoglobin with zinc oxide of hemoglobin, just to do with the emotion, and take this mixture and add to your CO2. You can add this to the zinc oxide. You can add this to CH3. Then you connect it directly with what I call horizontal people. If you use in the same process magnesium instead of zinc, the amino acid with what is produced at the bottom will create the vertical people emotional line to the physicality. You can do the same magnesium and zinc. You can do in different dimensions, different application of it. That this amino acid with chlorophene, which is produced at the bottom, is as a strength that can touch the emotion of the man. Game changes with plasma technology. Game changes because now you can directly interact and use it. And in the teaching with the doctors, I explained I wanted to teach this sometimes in the future, but the development is so fast that we need to interact. When you put this mixture of 1 and 2 in a package that can come into interaction, in touch, or in the vicinity of what I call the artery, you will find you transfer the energy directly into the blood of the man. The blood, and in turn it will change the soul of the man. Place another at the ratio of 3. You can use it as an injection. You don't need needles to deliver energy into the blood circulation. This is part of injection of energy. And if it needs it, it'll take it, accepts it and elevates it. You reach every cell within a matter of minutes by the circulation of the blood. You choose the vein. Is it on a feedback or is it on the way out to feed? You dictate the condition of the state of the emotion of the man. Now, the game of peace played because the zinc in hemoglobin being in balance will bring a balance to the body of the man as all the cells go back to the neutral state, what they needed, by receiving energy without killing, that stops the man to kill, to hunt. Because it receives what it needs through magnetic field, gravitational field of a natural product which does not kill another thing, but it takes what is available to it And because it's at the same strength of itself, it balances very quickly. Add to this mixture fair amount of CH3 gallons. You feed the man with all the energy he needs, irrespective of vitamin A, irrespective of potassium, irrespective of calcium or anything. But you have to understand the mastery of the game to be able to do it. I touched on this a couple of years ago. Go back to the teaching, the medical teaching, which has been recorded with when we went to different operation of the physicality of the man, and you'll find them in there. So now, if you understand this, if you apply it the correct way, if you take the protein of the hemoglobin of the man from the essence of his creation, which you feed the physicality of the amino acid through the matter state of the emotion, which use the zinc, pure protein. Now you'll understand. Game changes totally. Diseases become irrelevant because they have to find a balance. If you handle it the right way, it becomes irrelevant. And this is the only way that in a coming time, bacterias, microbes can be handled.